I have finally unlocked every trophy in Ultimate Custom Night. With 10 to obtain, I'll show you the journey of how such a short trophy list took me 70 hours, from unlocking simple trophies like listening to a hippo for several minutes, to working my way up to beat the hardest challenge in the series, 50-20. However, with reports of the trophies being bugged, would I experience it? You'll see my struggles at the game. What is going on? What is going on? You'll see how I learned to improve. Right, we're good, we're getting the trophy. 50-15. And how I succeeded. Yes, come on! I've done it! Our first trophy was Consequences. On the main menu, there are 50 animatronics to enable from difficulty 1 to 20. Here, we only enable Old Man Consequences at level 1 and begin the game. When the animatronic pops up on screen, we'll want to catch the fish, where we're taken to a secret area, and we can talk to the character. The only way out is to enter through the top of the lake, spamming left and right to slowly descend, which unlocks our first trophy. This next one was called Nether, and it wants us to listen to all the secret death dialogue. Here, we want to enable Happy Frog, Ned Bear, and Orville to the maximum difficulty, so we're more likely to die to them. We're not guaranteed this secret death dialogue, so it can be a bit repetitive dying over and over, but eventually we'll hear them all for another trophy.
This is how it feels, and you get to experience it over and over and over again, forever. I will never let you leave.
Our next trophy required us to listen to all of Mr. Hippo's stories. Just like with the previous trophy, we'll have to die numerous times to hear the different stories that Mr. Hippo tells. And I won't be showcasing them all here because they end up taking several minutes. And our last simple trophy before properly playing the game was to experience all the deaths and jump scares. Surprisingly, not every animatronic does this. I took the process of elimination by enabling one animatronic at a time. However, there are a few secret animatronics we must go out of our way for. The first being Fredbear, who can only be summoned by setting Golden Freddy at difficulty 1. We want to bring up our monitor to access the cameras. Occasionally on the screen there is a chance these Faz coins spawn. We need to collect 10 of them with our cursor, because this allows us to buy the Death coin at the shop. It is a powerful item which eliminates an animatronic for the entire night. Due to Golden Freddy's low difficulty rating, it takes a while for him to spawn. After flipping up and down the monitor several times, he eventually appears, so I used the Death coin giving me the Fredbear jump scare. Then we needed Dee Dee to appear. She has a random chance to spawn at a certain time interval. Her purpose is to summon animatronics, however we are hoping for the secret ones to spawn, these being Bonnet, Plushtrap, and Nightmare Chica. It would take me a while to get them, but upon dying to the last one, I unlocked the Endless Trophy. It was now time to learn and properly play the game to unlock the remaining trophies. Our next one would be Pond. This was to view all episodes of The Bear and the Fox, which are cutscenes that play after beating a night. We need to be very specific when going for this trophy, as we need to beat the nights that are multiple of 700. So it'd be 700, 1400, 2100, and so on. We get points by raising the difficulty level of animatronics, meaning over time we'll be adding more, and learning their mechanics on how to counter them to successfully win a night. In addition to completing them, there will also be another trophy occurring, Mine, which is to view all episodes of Toy Chica the high school years. Every time we beat a multiple of 700 night, the cutscenes will alter between The Bear and the Fox to Toy Chica. We'll have to do this all the way to 9,100 points. I have described a few mechanics here and there with the previous trophies, but let's now go into detail. Firstly, these are the controls. Secondly, a night lasts 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Thirdly, we have our office, or well, one of 4, in which we unlock the rest by getting high scores. While very visually different, they share the same systems, such as the monitor, which once opened we can look at several cameras as well as the duct and vents. We can also use an audio lure in the duct and a snare in the vents to help us against the animatronics that reside in there. Then there's the doors in our office. We have one on either side of the room, an upper vent and a lower one, in which we'll need to close accordingly. We also have the flashlight and master repel certain animatronics. We can't forget about the ventilation. It is required to be reset several times throughout the night, otherwise our office will go dark, eventually leading us towards our death. Then there's the power that we need to maintain throughout the night, otherwise if it hits 0, we will lose. We have our power usage, which can be affected in several ways, from closing the doors to these several systems, like silent ventilation and the fan. Our office has a rising temperature, and without using either of these, it would alert some animatronics. The silent ventilation slows this down without making noise, and the fan cools down the office while making noise. The heater raises the temperature in the room, and a mechanism to deal with certain animatronics. The power AC, which does the opposite of the heater. The global music box, which is heavily used to, you guessed it, deal with specific animatronics. Then there's the power generator, which makes our power usage last longer while making significant noise. Finally, the Faz coins and shop. Faz coins can be earned in 2 ways. The first way we can collect them while having the monitor up, and the second way is when you close a door on an animatronic. You'll hear a sound effect, meaning they were blocked, which generates us a Faz coin. The shop is located on camera 07, where a variety of items can be bought depending on what animatronics are enabled. And I think that should be it, but I'm probably forgetting something due to the number of mechanics in this game. It seems like a lot because it is, and it will only get worse when we eventually add more and more animatronics to deal with. So I'd make my way through the 700 point scores, learning character by character, from closing the left door every time I open the monitor to prevent Freddy from attacking, to going into the duct and dropping an audio lure to stop the Melody animatronics from entering, as well as paying attention to Scrap Baby, as if she moves it means she'll attack on the next monitor flip, and we counter this by using the controlled shock. I could go on and on listing on how we deal with each animatronic, but we would be here forever if I did, so I'll just be highlighting a few here and there. Eventually I would reach a score of 7,700, which upon completion will unlock me my next trophy. As you can see, a vast majority of these animatronics are set to their highest difficulty. The game would start to become a sensory overload. Dude, this is the most obnoxious game I've ever played. What is going on? What is going on? I'm at 7,700. I've reached the point where it's like becoming difficult. And after several attempts, I'd unlock the pond trophy. I've done it, 7,700. Okay, there we go, pond. So how did I exactly know how to deal with all these animatronics? Guides, resources, and just to consistently keep playing to learn how to deal with them. Some animatronics are easier to deal with than others. I'll give you a few examples. You have El Chip, who pops up on screen and is removed with a button press. Close the corresponding door when you hear Ballora. Use the flashlight to make Phantom Freddy disappear, and put the mask on when Toy Bonnie enters the room. However, the most important things I learned were cam and office stalling. Camera stalling means that we leave our monitor on a certain camera, which causes the animatronics to freeze until we move it. An example being Circus Baby, Nightmare Mangle, and Bonnie. Usually you'd have to play into their mechanics, which require to buy their plushies with the Faz coins to remove them from the night, but by simply leaving our camera on them, they are functionally useless. Office stalling means we want to stay in the office for as long as possible until we must go into the cameras to reset the ventilation. Some animatronics cannot affect us until we bring up the monitor, an example being Springtrap, who we can see enter the top vent, but he will not attack us until we bring up our cameras, meaning we'll have to close the vent when we do. Which leads me to my last point. As we need to reset the ventilation throughout the night, we'll be wanting to close the left, top, and bottom doors upon opening the monitor to reset the ventilation. Otherwise, there is a very high chance we die to an animatronic. Following up on this, every time we do a ventilation reset, the heater needs to be used for a second to remove any potential danger from the top vent. I'd then complete a night with a score of 8,400, unlocking me what is considered the best office. The FNAF 4 inspired one. It is bright, allowing you to see things clearly compared to its counterparts. Now it was time for 9,100, which now included the music-based animatronics, which means we need to pay attention to the timer in the top right. This is where the global music box cycle comes in. Some animatronics have certain time intervals tied to it. In this case, it is Chica and the marionette. Every 14 seconds and 44 seconds of a minute throughout the night, we'll be wanting to switch to the global music box to soothe the animatronics for 17 seconds, meaning we switch to the fan and power generator on the 1 and 31 second mark of a minute. We need to use the fan and power generator here because the office needs to stay cool, otherwise if it gets too hot, we can potentially die to another animatronic. And the power generator acts as a counter to the fan's usage, allowing us to maintain power throughout the night. I believe these are keybinds on the PC version of the game, but on console, we'll need to hold left trigger and switch between the two with the up or down arrows, meaning one slight mispress can be a deadly outcome as we do not want to miss these time intervals. It would take me a while to overcome, but eventually I would unlock the Mine Trophy. Unfortunately, I don't think this is possible for me, like, this is the furthest I made it. 3 minutes and 4 seconds and I've run out of power. I have no idea, how am I ever going to do 50-20 if I can't even do 9,100? I think the last flip is like 340. Yes! Finally! Oh my god. Yes, it popped, thankfully. Mine. Viewed all episodes of Toy Chica the high school years. And I've got a silver Freddy Fazbear. Now it's time to go into 50-20 or 49-20. Don't know how long this is going to take. This meant that there were only 4 trophies left, all tied to playing with 50 animatronics. One at difficulty 5, 10, 15, and 20. I thought to myself I could just go into 50-20 and hopefully unlock other trophies with it upon completion, but I was a fool. It felt like a whole new game to learn due to these upcoming animatronics. Foxy, Toy Freddy, and Funtime Foxy. These 3 animatronics will test your patience. Let's talk about Funtime Foxy. The reason why playing with 50 animatronics becomes an absolute nightmare. They have their own camera where they reside, with a sign which displays a time. This means you want to be watching this camera upon the hour, but we cannot do that as we are camera stalling other animatronics. This is where coin farming comes in. Remember, I mentioned you can collect Faz coins on the camera to buy the death coin, which allows us to eliminate an animatronic in the night, which is how we will deal with Funtime Foxy. However, with the 50 animatronics enabled and high difficulty scaling, we can't really use the camera to gain Faz coins. We'll use an alternative strategy with Balloon Boy and JJ. Every time we bring up the camera, they have a chance to spawn in the bottom vent, and by closing the door on them, they'll make that sound, granting us a Faz coin. In addition, we have Helpy, who can also spawn on top of this cabinet in the office, who will also give us a Faz coin upon clicking him. Though it is not that easy, because we have other animatronics in our office that also spawn upon bringing up the monitor, such as Nightmare Balloon Boy and Golden Freddy, who are incredibly frustrating to deal with if we want to become quick at coin farming. If Balloon Boy stands up, we'll want to use the flashlight. If he's not, then we do not want to use it. But then Golden Freddy also has a chance to spawn, meaning we'll need to use the mask every time we exit the cameras. Then there's the Night Marion, who can randomly take up a large portion of the screen, and if we leave our cursor for even a second, we will lose. So we need to keep our cursor in a safe location, which is to the very far side of the screen. It is hard to learn at first because you'll die a lot, but eventually it becomes muscle memory. At one point I was coin farming like this, to this. Now let's talk about Foxy, who co-works with Bonnie. Like with Funtime Foxy, they both reside in a specific camera location, but we can tell who is there at the time by this miniature figure on the desk. The easiest way to put it is that we want the Bonnie figure, as if Foxy is there, he will eventually progress his way into our office and end us. So how do we change the figure on the desk? It is done with a camera flip, but is not an always guaranteed swap, and let's just say Foxy can be stubborn sometimes. Finally, there's Toy Freddy, who is probably the most annoying animatronic. He plays his own game of Five Nights with Mr. Hugs on this camera, and you're supposed to block the door for him depending on where Mr. Hugs is. You will find in many 50-20 runs that players will go to block Mr. Hugs in the opening couple of seconds. However, I use this guide strategy where we completely ignore him, as trying to use an analog stick as a cursor is already annoying, but when you need to press this tiny button while the camera is panning to the side makes it even more frustrating. Ignoring him now means he'll enter his kill state earlier than expected, which can randomly happen while we have the cameras open.
It's not my fault!
That means we're going to rely on a bit of luck to succeed, as we must access the ventilation several times throughout the night, which is why we want to place our cursor where the reset button would be upon the monitor flip, as we do not want to be in there too long. Even then, seeing the Toy Freddy jump scare will be a regular occurrence. Like I said, I started with 50-20, and I was abysmal at coin farming. I took a step back and wanted to see progress with the trophies, starting with 55, which was quite simple. There we go. 55, it unlocked. Completed a night with all characters at 5 or higher. I mean, obviously my highest score is 9,100. I then moved on to 50-10, which took me several hours to beat. Oh my god.
That game was
I
totally
was
rigged.
nearly there. I've literally just got to do one more camera flip. That's all I got to do. And I'm pretty sure Chica will kill me. Oh my god, this should be it. This should be 50-10 for me. I don't got to pull up the camera. You can see Foxy just chilling there. But I think we're good. Just gotta respond to like Ballora and the mask. God, this probably took me like 5 hours of attempts. Yes! There we go, 50-10. Complete a night with all characters at 10 or higher. Then 50-15.
Am I close up?
20 seconds away. Are you joking me, man?
Never underestimate the
I was
cunning
literally,
of a pirate.
that was the last
Or
camera
a-
flip of the night. And that would have been 50-15. Right, we're good, we're good. We're getting the trophy. 50-15. Yes! There we go, 50-15. Now there's only one more trophy left, and that's 50-20. Wow. I think I took less time on 50-15 than 50-10. So, I'm improving at the game at least. There was only one more trophy to unlock. Impossible. Beat the unbeatable 50-20. However, there are more than 50 animatronics. Do you remember Dee Dee? They become this character known as XOR, who spawns every secret animatronic in this mode. We can deal with most of them quite easily, from waiting for the lights to turn back on, bopping Bonnet's nose, using the AC to repel Nightmare Chica, and moving left to right to get rid of Lolbit. The two annoying ones are Plush Trap and the Minarinas. Plush Trap is dealt with by watching him. Thankfully, he spawns on the same camera as Funtime Foxy, meaning we can get rid of him while we use the Death Coin. The Minarinas take up a large portion of your screen, affecting your ability to see Nightmare Balloon Boy and the figure, but at least they eventually fade away. Yet this is all dependent on XOR, as they have a time interval to spawn, and the ones we are specifically looking for are 11 or 21 seconds. Anything above that, the night is pointless to go ahead with. There'll be a lot of wasted runs gathering 10 Faz coins just to not have this character spawn, which is incredibly frustrating because this max mode has a demanding opening, as we bring up the monitor to enter the duct and drop the audio lore, switch to camera 7 so we can easily buy the Death Coin, then swap back to the vent system so we can avoid 2 animatronics who reside in the cameras. This is because we need to go back in after farming 10 Faz coins in 20 seconds to buy the Death Coin, in which after we have the 10 coins, we need to click this wet floor sign so it moves to the opposite side, just in case Rockstar Chica is spawned on that side of the office. Then remembering to switch to the global music box at 14 seconds, get an XOR spawn and go into the cameras at a certain time interval depending on what spawn you get, so you can avoid even more animatronics. Once in the cameras, we hope to not die to Toy Freddy, buy the Death Coin to get rid of Funtime Foxy as well as Plush Trap, then finally switch to camera 2 to stall for the rest of the night, and reset the ventilation where we now enter the office phase. You'll see the difference in the first minute of 50-20 to the remaining rest of the night, as I have decided to include the entire win. But first, let me show you the struggles of trying to succeed, such as slowly farming 10 Faz coins, but I would begin to see progress. That's my personal best. 1 minute and 4 seconds. I actually def-coined Funtime Foxy.
Never underestimate the cunning of a pirate.
Yeah. I mean, that was expected. I had the Minarinas, and I didn't pay attention to Foxy, but we got a new PB, just under halfway. We are making significant progress. I would then make mistakes from forgetting to enable the global music box and failing to use the analog stick as a cursor. No, I forgot about the music box! Oh no, I messed up the... I would have terrible luck from Toy Freddy, Foxy, and XOR. Oh my god.
That game.
Knows every time I do the coin perfectly, he never spawns.
Oh, that me.
I can't run like I used to, but I can pull.
Expected. One camera flip away.
It's not
Okay.
my fault.
It's just, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I would get better, making it further through the night than ever before. No, man, every time. It's always the last camera flip. It's always the last camera flip. I was on the brink of victory at one point, but I made a simple error in the last moment. You're joking. How was I off sync? Oh my god, dude. When will this be over? Eventually, it would all piece together for the run.
Please deposit 5. Thank you for depositing 5 coins.
Don't get distracted.
Please deposit 5. Thank you for depositing 5 coins.
Smile.
Please deposit 5. Thank you for depositing 5 coins.
Yes! Come on! I've done it! Oh my god, please pop the trophy. Please pop the trophy. Oh my god, the number's going up. Oh my god. I'm just hoping the trophy pops. Please do not be bugged. Amazing, new high score. I never have to play this game again. Nearly 70 hours. Perfect. It's done. Ultimate Custom Night on PlayStation is done. Unbeatable. 10,600. New high score. Please, trophy, please. Please. I'm not hearing a trophy. I'm scared. I swear it pops much sooner. Golden Freddy twitching. Tell me the trophy pops after this. I feel like it should have popped earlier, before the cutscene. Oh no. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. You're absolutely joking. Oh my god, dude. You gotta be joking. I gotta do it again. Oh my god. That's right. The trophy did not unlock upon completion. I was distraught. The only trophy in the game to be bugged for me happened to be the most difficult one. So I took a break and then I beat it again a couple hours later. Come on, I've done it again. Give me the trophy. I don't know when it's supposed to unlock. Are you kidding me? You're joking. And again. Come on, that's the 3rd time I beat it. The 3rd time. It's not popping, is it? It's not popping. I then decided to call it a night, and the next morning I launched the game for one final time. I've done it again. Done it again. There it is. Impossible. 4th try. It is done. Ultimate Custom Night is done. Let's go. Oh my god. I've done 50-20 more than the other game modes. That's just insane. It's done. I think it is fair to say that on PlayStation, Ultimate Custom Night is indeed the hardest game to unlock every trophy for in the Five Nights at Freddy's series. If you're interested in seeing me rank every game's trophy list, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.